global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello and welcome to Global Happenings. Today we have a trending news for you, and the headline reads: Nigeria in trouble as China will soon take over Apapa Wharf, Lagos International Airport and NNPC because of President Buhari's loan, an analyst says. But before we go into the news proper and further analysis, we do like you to subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button below. Beside it, you will see a bell notification icon. Please click on it to get notified as soon as we update our channel on YouTube. Okay, let's go straight into the news of the day. A developer and a political analyst, I'm talking about Tr0uble, has stated that China will soon take over most notable revenue-derived sectors in Nigeria because Nigeria cannot afford to pay or repay back the several loans the president of this country, retired General Muhammad Buhari, has accumulated. In a moment, I'm going to still show you the breakdown of the Buhari 22.7 billion, that's the current one now, 22.7 billion naira loan, that was recently approved by Nigerian Senate, of which, of course, the region, southeastern region, were conspicuously missing, from the benefits. Obviously, when the repayment will come, I perceive that also that region should be exempted from repayment. But be that as may, this is still Nigeria. Okay, but let's continue with the news. He made this known while reacting to the crude oil slashed by Saudi Aramco yesterday that is kicking off a global oil price war. Okoye feared that with Nigerians' over-dependence on crude oil, this price cut could hinder the nation's loan repayment with China especially. Tr0uble wrote, Nigeria cannot afford to pay back the loans Buhari has accumulated. China will soon take over Apapa Wharf, Lagos International Airport and NNPC. Alright, he went further to say recently the Senate just approved 22.7 billion dollar loan. I take that again. $1 billion loan request by President Muhammad Buhari. Over $17 billion will be coming from China, bringing Nigeria's external debt stock to nearly $50 billion. God. Nigeria's transportation and ICT sectors have 6 projects, each financed by loans from Chinese bank, while energy, agriculture and water sectors respectively have 3 and 2 projects tied to Chinese loans. All right, that's the news. This is it really. I weep for my country, Nigeria. Honestly, I feel so pained in the sense that this is a country blessed with huge human resources. I'm talking about the best brains, if not one of the best brains in the world, are Nigerians. But yet, we are bedeviled with those who have made up their mind. They actually made up their mind that they want to bastardize the Nigerian economy. The most painful part of this all is the fact that out of all this money collected, out of all this money they have gone about shouting Nigeria needs money, and they've gone out to get loans for, you'll be surprised 80% is going to be looted. That's the most painful aspect. Now, averagely, from all indication, an average Nigerian right now may be owing close to about 200,000 naira averagely, as a loan that you have no idea, you didn't pay a kobo, as in you didn't enjoy a kobo. They keep saying, one of the annoying part again is the fact that every year they allocate for capital projects like road infrastructure and the rest. Every year they keep allocating in the budget, for the year. They keep allocating huge sum amount for transport. Taking an example, for instance, transport. There's so many sectors really. Transport, it keeps increasing, but yet the routes keep remaining the same, not even maintained. You keep hearing 100-meter road maintenance. The governors will tell you that they spend 13 billion naira to repair a road of 100 meters. You ask yourself, is there an invisible road I'm passing, or is there another one? I don't get it. Is it this particular one I'm passing that are potholes that they spend 100 billion naira? When people begin to scream, divide this country, let us share the resources, it looks as if we are being unpatriotic. When you begin to see things happen like this, you begin to wonder what is going on. Okay, now, before now, Nigeria have actually collected some loans from Chinese. Now, let me just give an overview very quickly. There was this loan we collected at Amechi's, and the note as Rotimi Amechi, where they insisted just that at some point they had to come to some dialogue, and the thing went off the media. They insisted that, look, one of the conditions that Chinese gave, for Nigeria to get loan from them, one of the previous one before this last one actually, was that if they are giving that loan, then by all means they should be given the right also to bring their manpower, that's their expertise now, to also execute the project rather, and also that some of the equipment that they insist that they want to use the loan for must, as a matter of agreement now between both countries, must come from China. What does it mean? It means it's a win-win for China, and I don't know if it's a win for Nigeria really, because if you check some of the rails, some of the trains, they actually came all the way from China. Go check some of the sites where these trains are being implemented, as in these railroads are being worked on, constructed. 80% of the expertise are Chinese. You say it's okay, it's fine. What it means is that we don't have a choice to take a pool, take from the pool of experts in the world to help. You've given us the loan, we've agreed to pay. Why must you insist that it has to be your expert? We could decide to pick experts from any part of the world. One will say, yes, Chinese are good and all that, but limiting us, that means apart from the fact that you're getting loan repayment with interest from Nigeria, you're going to pay the experts that are coming in with their expertise and their finesse to do the job. You're going to house them. All these are coming from the same money you're talking about, and the train itself is coming from China, which means they will produce it. So technically, some part of the money still goes back to the economy even before you start even using the money. If you're decided to collect some certain amount of money from them, they're saying, okay, the equipment you want to buy it from us. So some part of the money that you're supposed to take out of the economy to start using it for has already entered the economy, yet you have not started repayment. Have you seen how the leadership of this country has made up their mind to sell Nigeria to slavery because of mismanagement? Have you guys seen the way? Look, I like to be very objective in my analysis, because the truth of the matter is, I'm a Nigerian. It's affecting me. It will affect me. Imagine me now thinking that we have competent hands over there. You see this loan we are collecting? It's very sweet now. Loans, very lovely when you collect it. It looks as if you have excess money. Time for repayment will come. And the annoying part is that Nigerians don't even know the percentage. They just say, well, give us a sign, let's collect this loan. We need it. The economy is bleeding. Which economy? Even the last one, they said when they were talking about, when they tried making budget for 2020, and they made budget 2020 based on the current price of oil as at then, and right now as we speak, oil have crashed. So which means repayment now will become tighter and stiffer. How can you take 50% of your budget for the year goes to loan repayment? Then where is the remaining part going to? How do you develop an already recessed economy that's on recession? Is in recession, and you are now 50% of the monies the capital, the funds you're looking at are going for loan repayment. Then the remaining 35% is going for recurrent expenditures like salary payment, federal workers, state workers, Empower, youth corpers, all manner of state, plus all the governors that have how many aides, how many aides. If you see some of them like this, when they want to move on convoy, they have like 15 cars, they move on convoy, all of them smoking with fuel, because some of these cars, because they use fuel, and some of these things are under overhead expenses. You get to hear things like, to govern the country state is not easy. I spend close to how many million. You ask, what do you do with this money? You pay. You have, like the other governor that made me laugh. He had he commissioned three. He brought in 3 commissioners for traffic lights. Traffic light 1, 5 commissioners. Traffic light 1, street light 1, street light 2, street light 3 to street light 5. I laughed in Swahili. This is Nigeria, where corruption is now having a few. The corruption does not work in the night; it works in the daytime. We see it day and night. It's no more nothing anymore. We are used to corruption in Nigeria. Corruption is a way of life in Nigeria. And now, I like what China is doing. Since you don't know how to manage the God-given resources Nigeria has, they're already eyeing the country. Hi, if they can just take Nigeria. But already, by default, our leadership are selling Nigeria gradually to it. Now, by the time they take over Wharf, Apapa Wharf, you need to go to Apapa Wharf. That place is a haven of activities. NNPC is one of our mainstream of income. By the time they took over it and increased fuel to Nigerians as Nigerians, as in your own country, you are like a slave, because the Chinese have taken over the rulership of your country by default, because they'll be ruling in proxy. It's not like they are the direct president. But the truth is, you are owing them. Even the Bible says a debtor is is humble to his creditor. Is a slave to his creditor. You are at the mercy of your creditor. So if your creditor say try and pay between you need to beg. But if terms and conditions are not being met, obviously with the kind of economy we have, we may not meet the requirement, conditions. Let's be real to ourselves. Some of these monies will be looted off. Let's tell ourselves the truth. Some of these monies will be looted in the process of time to be looted, and at the end of the day, they will now increase tax so that Nigerians who never tasted this money will begin to work and swear and pay for what they never enjoyed. But this is where we are. This is Nigeria. Okay, but let's leave it there, because honestly, if you begin to go through this, you begin to wonder, how did we get to this level, where the level of those who are in the leadership affair don't seem to know next to nothing about the economies of running a country? I don't know, maybe they're used to running, this cow business and the rest, but it's like when it comes to the real deal, like running economy, they know next to nothing. Okay, if you say, okay, they don't need to know anything, all they need to do is to bring in experts. Even the expert that they bring in, do they listen to them? Because it's one thing for expert to give you a report, this is where we are, we need to do this, to get to this level, and you say, leave that, and all these ones are in grammar. Just put it like this, it will flow. So who has the final say? That's where we are today. Let's go to a comment section. What do you think about the situation of where Nigeria, because Nigeria is actually in dire situation? I would have expected that the Senate would not even approve, wouldn't have approved that $22.7 billion, but it has been approved, and we don't even know if it's going to be judiciously used. But let's keep our fingers crossed. What do you think about the fact that if Nigeria do not pay their loan in a specified period of time based on the corrupt nature of Nigerian leaders, what do you think will eventually happen to all our mainstream